Thank you all for coming. This is my game, Tegwyn Saga, and what you see before you is Tangleroot Tower, or the outside of it. Mist Arcs, is that a visitor or a walk-on?
Yeah, I'm a walk-on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the right term for that is.
5 minutes before.
Oh, okay, great. Well, let me send you the link to the pre-gens. Well, okay, the ones I have ready that are all leveled up. Do you want to be a bear person, a black dwarf, a red dwarf, or a moon elf?
I'll take the elf. I was already a bear today.
And the elf is cute.
All right, got the moon elf. Relakite time. The Relakite icon is sadly inaccurate because at this level you don't get a giant rhino, you get a lizard. But, you know, you will be correct. That's actually true with several of these. I'm like, all right, I'm going to grab all the full bodies, and then I'll just make characters more or less based on those. But at high level, in theory, any of them could look like this. Now I just got to throw these up here for you. So, y'all are getting that, and that.
Oh. Uh-huh.
All right.
We're in the bottom corner in a green squiggle. I can't tell if that's forest or if it's attacking them.
It's forest. That part's not attacking you at this time.
At this time.
It could in the future.
Yep.
That's comfortable.
Anything could happen. This is a fantasy game after all. All right.
Hey, that's where I'm at.
As Barrier Peaks proves, even spaceships can happen in fantasy games.
All right. Moon Elf is Mist Arcs. That is you, controlled by Mist Arcs.
Can I control it now?
Token.
Ooh, I can move it. Yeah. Haha. That's cool.
Who was playing Zillan?
Zillan is me.
That's Zurin. Okay.
Have I changed my character's name, or am I stuck with Nova?
You can change it. These are all just placeholder names from the sample list.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce apparently it's my name.
Oh, you're the draw one, right?
I believe so. You've got like Yala Drega Fardevro Slishkal. Yeah, I'll go with the I presume this is a translation. New song.
Yep. All right, we will call you New Song then.
Yeah, it's just going to be easier all around.
Yep. Yeah, that's the translation. For I'll make names for flavor, and then people can use that or the translation or whatever they like. Okay, I think that's all four of you set up now. All right. You have characters. Can you all move your characters around? If you click on your character, and then like up in the, let's say the green, if I type 200 on the green for Lamble, and I go over...
Oh, I see. These are like video game bars.
Yep. You can set them up. I just set Lambles to be visible to everybody, I think. Can you all see that one? So I can actually click on it, and I can click on the green dot, and I can type in like -50 in it, and it'll do the math for me.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So you can edit those to match whatever you feel like you want to keep track of in here, or you can keep track of it on paper. Either one's fine.
I see HP and MP, mana points or magic points.
Yes.
Oh, hey, a character sheet.
What is DP?
Dexterity points. It's mostly used to boost certain skill rolls.
Okay. Would be appropriate.
Yeah, so hit points are basically what you think they are. When you get to 0, you're incapacitated. You're not dead until you get to negative your maximum. So New Song, for example, has 170 max. So if she gets to -170, she's dead. But once you hit 0, you can't do things anymore. And you start bleeding out, which is bad. MP is spent to do spells. There aren't spell slots or anything. You don't have to prepare spells. Basically, each spell is an MP cost. It's all from one pool. It recharges over time, just like HP does, but a lot faster. DP is dexterity, like I said. It's for doing certain roles, like if you're wanting to craft and you really don't want to fail this and ruin the materials, you can spend some DP to add another die to the roll or something. About half of the skills it is relevant to. Speed is how many feet you can move. Spaces are 5 foot. I should have them all set to Euclidean. So should work.
Are you the only one who gets that measuring stick?
No, on the left you'll see a circle with a ruler sticking out of it. In the top left of your screen. Yeah. My rule is generally 5 feet for orthogonal and 7 for diagonal, but we can also just use the ruler and go by that. So you can keep track of whatever you want in bars. I usually like to keep track of HP, MP, and my armor, just so I have it on hand and I know how much to deduct from damage. Armor is damage reduction in this game. We're rounding to 10 just to make it a little faster. So you guys will have like 70 armor, or our cataphract has a larger number, it has 90. The moon elf only has 60. So
Yay.
Let's see. Some of the icons they have are pretty cool. I use those for status effects. Like that one. I always try to use this icon if at all possible.
I'm bleeding from my eyes.
Run away. This is another good one. I like to call this the Boromir, but
he was hitting the front, not the back.
That's true. He would never run away from his enemies. I always liked Boromir, I think. I think I liked him more in the movie, actually, in the book.
But he was played by Sean Bean, so of course.
Right. So it's not even a spoiler, right?
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows Sean Bean dies.
Spoiler from what, a 15-year-old movie.
Right. I'm pretty sure anybody over 18... Well, let's see. How long? Yeah, any adult has probably seen that if they wanted to. Okay, I'm still seeing stuff from you guys.
Circles above the character, and then there are bars. Are those two things connected to each other?
Yes. If you double-click your character, you'll see bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, green, blue, and red. If you put a maximum, then it makes a bar. If you only put a current value, it doesn't make a bar.
Okay.
And then the shortcuts to edit them are just click on your character and click in the little bubble and change it, or do a plus something, minus something. 2 of you have a compound speed thing, like the Relakite is 20/25. The /25 is if you're mounted. That's how fast your lizard goes while you're sitting on it.
A lizard?
Yep, you have a giant
I thought
lizard.
You were saying wizard.
Oh no, well you can ride...
That's how fast your wizard goes.
Well, I fly.
You gotta ride him pretty hard to get him to run that fast.
Actually, that would be a really fun character to play. You play the familiar, and your sidekick is the wizard. That'd be...
Now I have a totally different picture of my character going into this.
I've heard of a game, I think it's called Wield, where you're playing the legendary weapons and a user, but not the same one. Like you're playing someone else's weapon and vice versa.
Oh yeah, I've heard of someone doing a Pokemon. Well, it wasn't Pokemon trademark game, but it was every character had a pet.
Right.
And one person played the pet, and they also played a different character. So
Yeah, there's also the Wraith system, who also has a mechanic similar to that.
So, quick question, GM.
Yes.
I see spell range. It says 21. Is that 21 feet or 21 squares?
Feet.
Feet. Okay.
Yep.
That's my spell range.
Brovwin's, your second speed, the slash thing is when you're flying. It basically, you can take your movement for the turn to take off, and then you're going that speed. You can do another movement for a turn to go really at high altitude where you're out of melee range, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Attributes: strength, endurance, dexterity, agility, magic, and aura. Aura is kind of the defensive version of magic and also controls your spell range. You guys know some languages. I gave everyone Elven, so you have something in common. You've got some skills, some attacks, which will matter soonish, and some special abilities and notes on your weapons. Some of you might have spells. Except for the one, Ilgag there is literally physically incapable of casting spells. You've been recruited by a Yara, which they look kind of weird and alien. Sort of like, they're tall, they're thin, they've got weird stuff coming off of their head. They look very strange. And they don't speak, they only communicate telepathically. But he recruited you guys, along with one other person, to help him retrieve some valuable elven artifacts from an abandoned tower. Now, you checked in town, of course, because you're not totally irresponsible, and you've heard rumors that this tower is pretty haunted. But I mean, this guy seems sincere, and you guys know what you're doing, so it's worth the risk, right?
What could possibly go wrong when you have someone as glorious as me with you?
The other companions is a meskin, which is basically a squirrel person. She has said that she's very interested in researching this place. She doesn't really like the idea of looting it. She seems kind of a little superstitious almost about elves and just isn't fond of that, but does want to check this tower out. You suspect that she might have been bluffing a little bit because this Yara, the alien guy, hired you guys to be bodyguards because he wants to get in here and find some stuff, and he offered you, of course, a cut of the treasure. This squirrel person does not look like they're particularly good at bodyguarding, but, you know, it is what it is. So you guys will probably have to carry most of this team's weight here. Let's see, the Yara tells you that you can call him Bottle. He doesn't seem to have a name exactly so much as a designation. When asked, he kind of just like looked around, looked down at like a vial hanging from a necklace that he had and said, "You can call me Bottle." So that's how that happened. The squirrel person's name is Fib, and they have led you to this place, Tangleroot Tower, which stands in a clearing in the forest. Thorny vines spill out of it, pushing through cracks and cramming themselves through windows. Red, softly glowing leaves dot the tower, and the thorns are a deep purple. All around the tower, the ground is barren and lifeless, except for some gnarled roots that crack the earth at various points in the clearing. Tendrils reach out toward the surrounding forest, but they are piled up as if blocked by some unseen force, forming a perfect ring around the tower. So that is what you see there. The green scribbles are the forest. That ring is kind of where there's like these vines coming up out of the ground and roots trying to get at the forest and suck its life away, apparently. But they cannot. And then you see various big old gnarly roots sticking up out of the ground in the middle towards the tower. Let's see. You can see from the tower, it's got a few windows, but they're all like crammed with scary looking plants sticking out. There is a door at the base of the tower, and the top of the tower has a conical top. It looks like it's about 30 feet diameter and about twice that high. When you get there, you are greeted by a Seklar, which is kind of like this hunched over guy in like this big robe. You can see kind of this long tail sticking out the back and catch glimpses of what look almost like elephant feet. He's got tentacles on his face, and he's got 3 eyes, and he looks grumpy. He doesn't look like he's happy to see you or anyone in particular. She introduces herself, tells you, "Hi, I'm Soup. I'm watching the tower." The Yara seems to recognize her. They stare at each other for a little bit. You suspect he's talking to her. But you, of course, can butt in because it's super awkward to be just standing there watching while they just do that. Do you have any questions or observations or anything you want to do now that you've arrived at the tower?
Well, I guess New Song will study it. It says I've got a learning skill, so I presume I'm a mage, so I'll be interested in what I can learn from it.
Okay. Why don't you roll? You got 4 learning skills, so roll 4d6.
4d6. Let's see. /roll 4d6.
Okay, that's pretty good. You can tell from the tower that something very magical is definitely going very wrong here. This is obviously not natural, anyone can tell that, but you sense a couple kind of magics present. Plant, obviously, but also wind. You see that some of the vines are thrashing around in ways that don't quite make sense, and also there's just something in there that, you know, there's some source of wind-based magical power in here. You do know that sometimes if a spellcaster tries to cast a spell that's a little bit beyond their means, things can go crazy wrong. So possibly something like that happened here.
Okay.
And so learning is basically, it's used for certain things like memorizing and studying, but also just how much do you generally know. So it kind of substitutes for all the knowledge skills you might see in other games.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was it, but okay. New Song is moving around, poking at things, seeing what there is.
Okay, on the ground or flying?
No, since I'm one of the few who can fly, I guess I will fly. Get a good look at it.
All right, so you can fly around. Anytime you get too close to like a vine or a root, it starts to curl towards you. As you approach the tower, several of them like lash out at you, but you stay out of range. It seems very unfriendly. It does look like the ground, other than the plants coming out of this thing, they look like they're all radiating from the tower. It appears extremely barren. Like you don't see any rabbits hopping around or any grass or anything. It's just dirt.
Okay.
You don't see any obvious way in besides the door. Like I said, there's a couple windows, but they're crammed with thorny, thrashing vines.
Oh.
Are there vines around the door?
There are, although it does look like if you had to try and hack your way in, it would probably be a lot easier to do it on the ground than the air. And it's not totally covered. You can still tell there's a door there. It looks like a big double door.
Could Lamble go and just listen at the door to see if he hears anything moving inside?
You can. When you start to go forward, Soup says, "Be careful. It'll try to eat you."
Okay.
And says, "So I suppose you'll be wanting to be let in then."
That would be probably a good thing if that's not beyond your meager abilities.
That's the job, right?
Well, my meager abilities are why this hasn't sucked the life out of the whole forest.
Yeah.
It's gotten a lot worse, actually.
I can imagine.
I've been here for years, and it was never this bad. But I had to bring on an apprentice.
Uh-huh.
Bull!
Oh.
And you see another one of these guys, a little smaller, younger looking, at least by demeanor, more excitable, rush out from a hut that's kind of in the forest, down a path a little ways.
What do these guys look like exactly?
Just drop you guys a face picture. Actually, if Discord will let me get away with it, I will just drop a whole picture.
Okay, yeah.
And then your guide, or the guy who brought you here, looks like that. The third one.
Well, between the two of them, they have the right number of eyes.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. So one is kind of Cthulhu looking, and the other's double Twi'lek or triple Twi'lek. Is that a hole in his throat?
It's something in his throat.
One eye?
I think it's an eye, yeah. So he does have binocular vision.
Just in the wrong place.
He turns towards you and says, "I'm sorry, I should have introduced them." By says, I mean you kind of hear him in your heads, unless New Song's more than 25 feet away. He says that to you. This is Soup, who has been, well, she told you. I don't think I've met Bull yet, but Soup will be bringing us to the tower so that we can get in and get what there is to get. I have too many NPCs out at a time right now. Fib, the squirrel person, kind of nods. Bull runs up. Yeah. Oh, hello. Are you coming to break the curse or something?
Or something, yeah.
Oh,
Something like that.
That's wonderful. This is very exciting, but it's real hard work. Bull, you talk too much.
I'm sure it's very hard work for you, but we will take care of it for now.
I squint at Bull and Soup, and I'm like, "Are you guys related?"
Bull's like, "I don't know." Soup says, "No." I don't. So this is nothing personal against Bull, but I don't like being around other of my kind. None of us do, except during mating season, but that's not relevant right now.
I don't need to know about your mating season.
No, you don't. It's uncomfortable for us to be near each other. You can go back to the hut. Oh, let me just step away. Bull clearly wants to watch, but he steps like 10 paces off to the side to observe. You see their faces relax a little bit. So, looting elven artifacts, This is what my work has come to. Follow me. Soup starts walking up towards the tower from about there.
Yeah.
Unless you're not ready
my
yet.
Beautiful lizard and follow.
Right here?
Yeah, starting from around there where you guys are. I mean, you are all ready, right? Because I don't have dinner or anything. Okay,
I would
good.
hardly expect to be invited to your dinner.
No, I should hope not.
I totally agree with that sentiment.
Starts walking up towards the tower. As she passes by, the roots kind of shrink out of the way, but not very far, only like 10 feet away, so you have to kind of cluster close by. Otherwise, if any of you kind of step out, like the wizard like looks behind and sees her tail like getting roped up by a thorny vine and gets quite annoyed at it. So they seem very grabby, but they don't want to get too close to Soup. And as you get up towards the tower, they close again behind you, so there's just this kind of circle of safety. I'll move you guys up there. So don't step outside of that, right? The door is right there. As you get up there, Soup kind of waves her staff at the door, and the vines kind of jump out of the way. All right, last chance. Really? Well, you guys are braver than I thought. Fib, the squirrel person, looks visibly nervous. It's a lot harder to read your employer's expression.
Let's get on with it.
Soup steps aside as you guys open the door. How about I get a marching order on you?
Unless someone has opposes it, I'll take point.
Okay, if you want. I'll follow right behind them.
Stick you behind. Yeah, just arrange yourselves wherever you want to be.
Sort of in the middle.
I'm not sure. Okay, is that how we're doing it?
Sure.
Works for me.
All right, I'm gonna copy you guys and drag you over here.
Ah!
We've been warped to a whole new world.
Oops. This door
It's a
does
whole
not belong
new
here.
world.
Door goes away. Let's see. I did get all 4 of you, right? I only see 3, so someone must be
Yeah,
stacked.
so do us. I only see 3 as well.
Did I accidentally move somebody?
Yeah.
All right, maybe I did. Let me.
I'm
Am I
not
supposed
there.
to be
New
standing on a
song.
red dot?
I think I accidentally copied the red dot. It was part of the terrain.
Uh-huh.
All right, which
It's
one's
a vine.
missing?
It followed us in. New songs.
New song's missing. Okay,
No new song.
there we go.
Just the old song.
So, when you walk in, you see this wide open space full of grass, just blowing in the breeze. There's gusts now and then.
Inside the tower.
Yes, in fact. And there are bushes here and there dotting the landscape. Soup just kind of like peers in, says, huh, it's bigger on the inside, figures. If I hear you screaming, I'm gonna be eating dinner, so you're gonna have to get out on your own in case, the vines clamp this shut. Get out of here. Like slaps one away that like tried to get too close. Have fun, I guess. You can see in the distance Bull is like watching from the perimeter. What's that?
We will have the fun.
Don't worry, we will handle this with no problem at all.
Oh, look at that. And Soup closes the door as you see these bushes start to stir. All right, so we're going
They're
to
not
have...
shaking.
Right. The bushes, as it turns out, are violent. They're very angry bushes. You see that they are starting to move towards you, and they kind of rear up, and you see they actually have big, like, toothy mouths that are, like, hidden, where a lot of the roots should be. You can hear them, like, hissing and chittering, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So we are going to have a little tutorial combat.
Yay!
You can already hear the vines wrapping back over the door behind you, so good luck with that.
The salad is attacking. The notorious salad of doom.
So all of you guys have a wit score. I would like you all to roll that many d6s. This will be determining initiative. In this game, initiative goes on like a side-based thing just to speed it up just a little bit. So it'll basically be whichever side gets the highest total with, like, there's an extra caveat, but we'll deal with that when we get to it.
I think I did pretty good.
Let's see, there's 6 of them. Lots of dice. You can, if you haven't, you can turn on 3D dice, and then you'll see them bounce around and roll and make sound effects. It's in like the gear in the top right. Okay, so basically the rule is whichever side has the fewest number of people, that is how many rolls you keep. So there are, there are actually 2 more of these. I forgot to scale it up for the new player. Okay, so there are 4 of you guys and 8 of them, which means that they keep their best 4 rolls and you just keep your 4 rolls. 12, 13. I should have just rolled these separately. I would have been smarter.
Pretty sure they're going to be a little higher.
It could be. 11 and... Oh, there's a 15 and an 11. Okay, so we've got a 15, a 13, and a couple of 12s. So 52 is their total, and you guys have higher, actually. So you guys go first. Again, your agility determines your speed. That's how far you can move. Those of you who have ranged attacks, if you are a spellcaster, your range is sharply limited to your spell range. As soon as your spell leaves your spell range, it fizzles. That applies mostly to New Song. If you have a bow, on the other hand, the way it works is you'll see a range number on your attacks section of your sheet. That is every that many feet, you lose 1 to your die roll. So your range kind of fades off, which means that the Moon Elf actually has 40 range, so you can basically shoot anything and you're not going to lose much accuracy. You guys, at the top of the round, get to pick stances. Everyone has at least 3 stances: aggressive, which makes you more accurate but easier to hit, neutral, and the defensive, which is the reverse. Some of you have special stances. I think at least 2 of you do, that are generally better than the base ones. So tell me what stance you pick, and then mark your character with a dot according to it. If you pick defensive, mark them with a blue dot. If you picked aggressive, with a red. If you pick a special one, something else, if you're neutral, you can leave it. So then your side goes first. All the enemies, they're just going to be in neutral. These bushes do not vary much. They're not very smart. Your side goes first. Anyone in aggressive or stance that says it takes its turn with aggressive will go first. So I believe that is Rasha Ilgag Shontanath.
Yes, Razia Ilgashotana. We'll charge the salad.
If you have a weapon that has reach, that's its range. Like, so if you have, I think you have a lance with reach 10, so you just have to get within 10 feet of it, and then you can hit with the lance if you want. At the beginning of your turn, you can pick what weapons you have equipped. You can switch for free at the beginning of your turn.
Lance and shield.
All right. So are you charging at this guy?
Yes.
All right. So basically, you have to move at least 15 feet to the closest space from which you could attack him. So basically, directly at him.
Yeah.
And
That's what I've done.
all right. When you do, you can now roll your attack. You qualify for your Lance's special ability and for your charge thing.
Yeah.
What you're going to do to attack is you're going to roll accuracy, and it's going to roll evade. So your accuracy, you'll see listed under your attacks. It's basically your dex die, and then your weapon mastery for the thing you're using, which for you, I believe, are both D8.
Yeah. It says 2d8 on the sheet.
I will double check what the enemy's is. Enemies is not great.
Neither are my rolls.
Oh, well, fortunately for you, the person taking the action wins ties. So you hit him. So
Okay.
you guys, the bushes start coming towards you. You guys waste no time. Couple of you start shrinking back, getting ready to defend yourself. But Rasha just like kicks his lizard, which goes and just charges straight at him, lance first. So the weapons, the damage you do will be determined by the power of your weapon, and then you'll get to roll some dice to add some bonus to it. Now you charged, so your lance has that special ability you can see there.
Yeah, it gives me +3 swing die and stuff.
And those are based on your agility, which is also D8. So you get to roll one more. Okay, that's 25. Each of these is basically 10 damage per number, so you just did 250 extra damage. On top of the 130 that your lance always does.
Okay.
So what's the total there?
That's 380.
That is correct. This guy does not have 380 health. He's dead. So you plunge, you just charge forward with your lizard. It frosts at the mouth as it sees something to be violent against, and your lance just plunges into this thing. It like explodes in like a puff of like pine needle type bush things and like branches. It just, there's sawdust everywhere. You crushed it. Also, I just realized because you're an aggressive, you got a +1 to your accuracy roll anyway, but it didn't matter, you hit regardless.
Yeah.
Okay, next. I think all three of you go in defensive, so you can pick who wants to go first.
Well, I was planning to buff you guys, so that probably makes sense to do first.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm fine with that.
So I'm going to cast Encourage. So, and I'm doing it on all three of the other characters. So I roll 1d6 and add 20. Five. Okay, and that gives everyone else tenacity for 5 rounds, if I'm reading the instructions
I
correctly.
believe that is correct. Yeah, you basically had that. Let's see, what's your spell range, and are you in spell range of everybody? If not, just move yourself so you are.
Shouldn't the bushes go before us?
You guys got better initiative because they basically there's 4 of you, so they can keep their top 4 rolls, and you guys had some rolls that were much higher than theirs.
Okay.
So your whole side goes first.
Okay. I just was looking at the stances, and I see.
Yeah, and that's true. It probably would be it would make combat slightly more tactically interesting if it was interleaved, like you aggressive, them aggressive, you neutral, them neutral. But I was there's enough to keep track of, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm within 20 feet of everybody. Assume that I did that before I cast the spell.
Yep.
So that gives everyone else an extra die on skill rolls, +2 to accuracy and evade, +1 to other attributes, and 5 extra speed when moving toward danger.
Yep. So I'm gonna mark on somebody. I'm just gonna mark that. Sure. Actually, that was
+2 accuracy, +5 speed, and what was the rest?
So you've got extra die on skill rolls, +2 to accuracy and evade, and +1 to other attribute rolls.
I am marking you guys all with a trophy because right now you're just super tenacious. Weird roll 20 pro tip is if you hover over one of the icons in the icon list and then you type a number, it'll put that number over it.
Okay.
So that'll basically tell you how many turns it has left. Actually, it got everybody at the same time, so I'm only gonna keep track of it on one of you. And I believe the turns tick down at the end of your next turn. At the end of Lamble's next turn. So for now, you guys are all boosted. All right, Misty or New Song, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Song.
That's fine.
So let's see. If I'm get this right. I have a move speed of 17, or I can fly. But this is inside, so probably that won't.
It does appear to be pretty tall. In fact, you can't even see the ceiling. It's weird. It looks like it's sky above.
Well, I don't want to hit an illusion. So, okay.
A lot of birds run into that problem.
I will move here so that this one is in range. You said this place is covered in plant life, right?
That's right, grass.
Okay, I'm going to try this Flare 2 spell then, because it says it doesn't set things on fire, it just damages. So I don't want no. I'm assuming, well wait, do I have Flare 2? It's not bold.
You do, I just only bolded the first entry.
Oh, okay. Flare 2 is minus 50, it takes 55 magic points.
Alright. So go and spend 55 MP.
And, yep, I'm going to put it on the, well, you know which bush is in my
Right.
Aura.
So this is a resistible spell, which means the way you cast it is you roll your magic die. So it'll just be one die, it's probably a D8. And he will roll his aura die. And if you meet or exceed what he rolls, then you get him.
So I have magic 26/D8. I just roll 1D8?
Yep.
Okay.
So you need a 4 or better. You are not affected by your defensive stance because it's not an attack. It's not an accuracy roll.
Do I get a +2 from the boost?
Let's see. That would be...
I think that's a +1.
+1 to all other things.
Is that to attribute rolls?
+1 to attribute rolls except for accuracy and evade.
Okay, this is an attribute roll that isn't accuracy and evade, so you get a +1.
Okay. There we go. 5.
All right. That's good. You know what? This is a plant enemy. He is plant aligned, and you just use a fire spell, so you will we'll figure out your damage, and then it'll get doubled. Actually, is it doubled or like +half? Either way, it's probably going to be enough to fry him. So
how do I do damage? It just says power 70, I think.
Okay, and then also roll a magic die, and add a 0 to the end of the magic die.
Okay, 1d8 times 10, basically. Or
Yeah.
And does the tenacious apply to that magic die as well? Does it get to add 1 to it?
Yes, it does.
Cool.
okay, so 80.
+1 for that tenacious, so 90 plus what's the power?
70.
All right, 160. Let me see if he can survive that. He's going to deduct aura, which isn't high. His aura is like 7. So that'll end up doing 225 to him in total. He is on fire and dead.
Well, not on fire. Flare doesn't set them on fire.
That's true. He was briefly on fire, and now he is dead. Excellent job. That leaves the archer. You can move and act, or act and move, or move double, but you can't split up your move between actions.
I can hit anything in this room without taking a penalty, right?
Anything within 40 feet with no penalty. Once you hit 40, you get a -1 to your accuracy, then 80 is -2, so on.
How do I get the measuring stick again?
It is that little circle with a ruler sticking out of it on the top left.
Oh.
The only thing you can hit without penalty is the nearest bush.
Good. Alright, in that case, I'm going to shoot that nearest bush.
Sure, keep him off you. So you'll roll accuracy. Yep. And it will roll evade. It literally can't roll any higher than 10. So, yeah, you got him.
Cool.
And I think your stance might have even given you an extra, so you really got him.
Oh yeah, I forgot to add my stance, and I forgot to add that bonus
Tenacity.
for me.
You would have added a +2 to that.
So that would have been +3, so that would have been 13.
All right. How much damage do you do then? So the power of the weapon, and then you roll whatever die.
50 plus, what do I add to that?
It'll be, it's called swing.
Swing, so just D8.
Mm-hmm.
Is that D8 times 10 or
Yes.
just D8?
Yes.
D8 +1.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah. All right, so let's do that.
I'm going to wring every bit of advantage I can out of this spell.
Oh yeah, I mean, you spent your time helping your buddies, it better help them. Another maximum roll. All right. Similar to the lance phenomenon, except with a much smaller, much faster moving projectile. You take aim at the bush's mouth as it rears up from the ground and starts gnashing its way towards you. And there's this little twang, a zip, and then there's just this poof, splinters and leaves everywhere, just kind of floating in the air.
Very nice. And then I can move up to my speed.
You may.
+5 if you're moving toward an enemy.
DJ's on top of it.
I literally have the description of Tenacious up on my computer in front of me, so I can remember all of these.
All right.
So that's my turn.
Okay.
Tag whoever's it.
Time for Team Bad Guys. Okay.
Not Team Bad Guys.
I know. They have that much speed, and their main attack is...
Team Minion, go!
That's literally the type of enemy they are, yes.
Team seriously depleted bad guys. Unfortunately,
Alrighty.
plants don't really have morale.
This guy runs up here, which puts him
They're
within
gonna wish they did.
20 feet of you, so he can attack you without a penalty. The bush shakes and then just lurches forward. A wave of spines shoot out at Misty. Misty, roll your evade for the weapon that you used last. It's probably like D8 plus D6, maybe?
I think it's just 2d6.
+2.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do +2. So 6.
Okay. Regrettably, it still hits you. And he does... not a lot of damage. He does 110 damage to you, minus your defense.
Defense total 60.
Alright, so 110 minus 60 is how much it does to your HP. Now here's a fun thing. You survived this attack, and he attacked you with a ranged weapon, and you have a ranged weapon. This means you may counterattack. Everybody gets 1 counter per round. Everyone can use a counter to counterattack if they're attacked with a thing that they're in the right range of. So if someone melees you and you have a melee weapon equipped, or if someone range attacks you and you have a ranged weapon equipped, you can spend your counter to attack them back.
So I can attack this guy back.
You may.
Alright, and I just roll the same as I did before.
Indeed.
And do I still get my plus for my stance?
Yes.
Yeah.
And for the enhancement there. All right, so here's a fun.
Do I hit?
Unfortunately, if you roll 20 or above, you automatically. And no, I'm kidding. You definitely hit. All right. So here's the fun thing: is the second die in your accuracy or in your evade is your weapon mastery die. When that shows 6 or above, and when your opponent's doesn't, you get a critical hit. So what does it say your critical effect is?
Oh. You make me look up things on my sheet again. Where would I find that?
It's in the same row as the attack.
Critical effect. Pierce or mortal wound.
Yeah. Which arrow do you want to have used? You've got...
What do those do? What does that mean?
Pierce means it ignores their defense. Mortal wound means it inflicts a bleed damage, so that they keep taking damage every round.
Let's go with pierced.
Okay, so you shot him with a bodkin arrow, goes right through his woody heart, and you'll figure out your damage. So go and roll that d8 and add it to the 150. D8 plus 1, actually.
Oh, sorry, I did 160 on accident. So that's
Okay.
220.
Okay, 220, totally ignores his defense. You do 220 damage to this thing, which, not to spoil it, had 70 HP. So your arrow goes straight through him and out the other side. In fact, I will even give you a chance. Roll yourself. Go and roll yourself another accuracy roll. Because these guys are lined up. And I feel like you deserve a chance at something for that crit.
Oh, I didn't add the bonuses. So that's plus 3.
12. Okay, I'm cutting that. Because it's after going through, I'm cutting in half, so 6. Okay, your arrow almost hits the second guy. It whizzes right past him and thunks in the ground behind him.
Oh, bummer.
Yep, so close. All right.
But I can make my archery 1.
That's right. So what he's doing here is archers, blade masters, and phalanxes are all kind of weapon specialists. Whenever they make an attack, they can roll a d6, and if they get a 6, then they get another attack. All right, so that was your counter. He shot you with some spines. They are sticking in your craw, but you shot him back, and he's dead. This guy moves up here. Has that much speed? Yes. And he will also attack you because you're the closest, but he's a little far away, so he actually gets a little bit of a penalty.
And I'm not going to be able to counter him, right?
Correct, you've used it up. All right, he gets a 4 to hit you. Go ahead and roll evade.
Don't forget your +2.
Yep.
DJ is not going to forget that +2.
Oop.
Okay, this time, the wave of spines, you just kind of like duck and they just kind of go harmlessly overhead. All right, how far is this guy away from you? Oh, he would love to be within 20 feet of you, but he can't. Oh, he's just at the threshold. He gets a -1. All right, another bush of spininess tries to shoot at Rasha. Rasha, you have a -1 to evade because you're aggressive, but also the bonuses from your buddy, so you only have a +1 instead of a +2.
Yeah.
Rasha has a shield, which makes him very hard to hit. You just kind of like lean out with your shield and protect both yourself and your wizard's face as these spines just kind of like thud into the wood of your kite shield. You have a melee weapon, so you can't hit him back.
Even with reach, I can't hit him that far away.
Yeah. This one runs up, does the same thing. Same deal again. Oh, actually, he gets +7. Okay, 7 to 11. He misses. 10, 17. And this last one will also attempt to hit you. All right, your shield is serving you well. So you dodge a few blasts of those. Then it is the top of the round. You guys have 4 evil bushes of doom left. You may change stances if you like.
Nah.
I'm good.
I'm gonna change once I remember how. Oh yeah, there we go. Go aggressive.
All right, either of you aggressive people can go first. Do it. Kill him.
And it's that one.
Roll.
2d8 plus 2 plus 1. That's 2d8 plus 3.
You hit him, and you got a 6 or better on that mastery die there for your pole weapon skill. He did not, which means you got a crit.
Which is Pierce.
All right. Well, you know what? If you like, you can roll damage. That'll just determine how overkill this was.
I can. But it's already overkill.
This is the tutorial where if you die in the tutorial, you only have yourself to blame. Oh, you know, this guy's double plus dead, so I'm gonna put like a second skull on that guy. Next up will be Lamble as soon as Rush is finished.
So make sure. Yep, I'm just in range.
So.
Well, the other great thing is you're also tenacious right now, so each of those gets a +1. So I think you just did 310 damage to this thing. This guy's triple plus dead.
Him and his next 3 followers are.
That's right. He's stuck on your lance. Or vaporized, one of those things.
Is vapor stuck on your lance?
He's vaporized, your lance just kind of has sawdust clinging to it now.
Yeah, Rasha lets out a loud scream of victory.
DJ.
All right, let's hop up here, and I'm gonna kick the bush.
He's a bushwhacker.
Remember
Exactly.
all your bonuses. I think you get +3.
+3?
Yours tenacious too. And you're aggressive?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot about being aggressive. Okay.
All right.
So that's a 20 instead of a 19.
Okay, 20 versus 4. Also, let's see if you remember the critical hit rule. Do you know if you have a critical hit or not?
It is stun for kicking.
Right? Do you know if it triggered?
Let's see. I have got at least a 6, and he doesn't have at least a 6.
That
means
correct.
yes, if I remember correctly.
All right. If he somehow survives this, he will be stunned.
It's also, isn't it also an automatically hit closest to above 20?
No, not in this one. Although it would be unlikely to miss on a 20, so. All right, roll yourself up some damage.
Does aggressive do anything to the damage roll?
There are certain classes that get, like warrior gets some stuff that does stuff like that, but aggressive just, you're driving right at him without regard to your own defense.
Right.
You're very good at unarmed combat.
He is a giant rabbit.
Yeah, no, he was built for unarmed. He's carrying 2 shields and just kicking things.
230 damage is definitely going to kill him. This guy, I think, counts as double dead.
Double dead.
Not triple dead, though.
Double, triple dead.
Yeah, he would be stunned if he were alive, so it looks like he's triple dead, but... All right, so you go there, you kick that thing beneath your disciplined kung fu foot. She just shatters. Branches splinter. It's like hitting the wood blocks and cracking them, except, you know, a violent one.
Except it's a wood block with teeth.
Right. So now New Song or Misty.
Can I fly?
You can spend a move to take off, and then if you want, you can take an action or spend another move to move.
So it's not that useful. Okay.
Not on the spot.
I don't think I can get within range with just moving on the ground. But, what can I do?
Yeah, what is... Yeah.
Nope. Not within range. So I move, and I guess that's all I can do. I don't think I have anything. My spells seem to be all attacks. I don't have any...
That's probably correct. Yeah, mage is the offensive spellcaster.
All right, so
I will say,
attacking.
though, I will suggest, so for New Song, since you can't reach him anyway, you might as well take off, and then your moves will be twice as fast.
So I go back where I was. And...
Take off, and then instead of acting, you can move again. And then you can move 32.
Oh, is that for a
I think that's
flying
good.
symbol?
Yeah. So now
I'm
you can
taking
move
off.
34.
Misty killed the one up there.
I haven't done anything yet, but yeah, I'm probably gonna kill this one.
Yeah, the other I can counter attack because it's within my reach.
Okay.
Although it might attack New Song instead.
Well, I'm flying, so I don't know if they can reach.
If I get my archer thing, I might shoot both of them. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
he can reach
so-
it. That gray thing, by the way, is solid. It is like sort of like the face of a building. I'll explain what it looks like in a minute.
You can move one step to the side and no problem.
Yeah, I think you could. You're right at the corner there. Misty.
All right, so here's my attack roll on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Move 1 or 2 squares to the side just in case you can attack. No.
Oh yeah, move here first.
He cannot dodge that. It is not possible.
All right, here comes the damage roll.
All right.
It's double dead.
It is double dead. It is double dead.
All right, and then my archer roll.
Oh, so close. At higher levels, that would have worked. It gets easier at higher levels. Okay, so that means it is the top of the next round. Any of you want to change stances? Is New Song hungering for wood chips?
Isn't it the Bush's turn?
Oh, yeah.
No, I think technically we should have de-incremented the
Oh, yeah.
tenacious effect in my turn. I doubt that the fight is going to last long enough for it to matter, but
Almost certainly not.
hey, the bush could get really, really lucky.
It could. It would have to be an incredible amount of luck. Speaking of which, heads is Rasha. Tails is okay. New Song. It shoots some spines at New Song.
Okay.
It goes 2d6. Go ahead and roll your evade.
Okay, I'm trying to find it. I haven't had to do it before. Where is it on it?
That's your weapon. It's on your weapon.
Now, you haven't actually used any weapons, but I think it's safe to assume that you have your wands out.
Yeah.
So basically, with a ranged attack, you can't, block it. So you'll be using what's basically your agility die and your unarmed evade die, which are both the 6s. So 2d6.
2d6.
Plus 3 for tenacious and defensive. You dodge that, no problem.
Okay.
Just with a little tilt of your wings, you just kind of whoosh 6 feet to the side and back, and they whiz right past you. Next is top of the round. So who wants to be aggressive?
Me.
I mean, why not we all be aggressive?
All right, who wants to go first?
Me. Shall we roll about it?
No. You can take the final kill.
I feel like
Okay.
New Song only didn't get a chance last turn.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. If he's
New Song wants to go aggressive, that's fine.
All right, Jeff, do you want to go first?
I can. So let's see. I got this guy close. So let's try a different spell. If I've been reading this spell stuff correctly, it says I can make my ice arrows fire arrow.
You can.
Element shift, it says.
That is correct.
I will, let's see. I had a 70 power spell last time, and it seemed to kill it pretty darn dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I will go with the plain ice arrows 1. It's minus 25, minus 50. I'll go with 2 arrows. No,
All right.
2 arrows is overkill. I'll just go with 1, and we'll see how that goes. So 25 magic points.
I don't think you're going to miss.
Okay. So
I just have this feeling that involves rolling 2 ones.
Okay, so let's see. With ice arrows, my accuracy is 2d8.
Mm-hmm.
And
Plus
plus
3?
yes, plus 3. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you, with a flick of you like arch back one of your arms and like hurl it forward like you're throwing a javelin. When you do, an arrow of fire just like lights up, like wreathing your wand, and then shoots off of it. And then you like do another flick, and another one shoots off. Oh no, you only did 1.
I just only did 1.
Just a single arrow. That's all you need. You got a 6. He didn't.
70 70 damage.
remember it's also critical.
It is.
Critical?
Yep, and the fire inherits the same effect the ice had, which is pierce. So you got a critical hit with a fire arrow.
Maybe I missed. What made it critical in this case?
You got, in your case, a 4 or better because you have a wand. It makes it easier for you to get criticals of spells. On your second die there, that weapon mastery die is the second die, and he did not. He got a 1.
Okay. Complicated, but okay.
Yeah, it was kind of like, I used to have a separate die for criticals, but that was a pain, and then I needed to think of something that would work for changing die sizes. Anyway, that's how it got weird. It used to be, I've gone through a few iterations, oh my goodness. But
Okay.
it definitely crits him.
Okay.
I kind of like it, but then again, I'm kind of a fan of wild talents too. So
Yeah.
So damage then.
Yes.
We got 70 power, and what was it I added again?
Roll that D8 swing die.
1d8.
Okay. And then it gets another +1 for being tenacious, so 150.
You're saying critical, whatever that means.
Plus it's fire and he's plant, so that'll boost it another half, so it goes up to 225, and he is double plus dead. Good.
So the arrow just sort of pierces deep inside and then explodes, and bits of flaming plant matter get spread all over the place.
That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
When you hit him with that much damage, you can decide exactly what happens to him.
Okay.
So, with that little scuffle out of the way, you guys have killed some bushes of death. The shrubbery is no longer shrieking at you. You can look around a little bit. You can see the walls of the tower. You cannot see the ceiling. It looks like the sky. It's a kind of a grassy area, wide open area. You see 2 things of note. One is, at the opposite end, where I'm pinging up at the very top, it looks like there is a door. And the second thing is that this right here it's like this slab that's kind of at an angle to the ground. It looks like the entrance to a crypt. You can tell by the decorations. For one, it shows like dead people, and some of the writing in Elven. It looks like down, if you open this, you'll be going down into a cellar where people were buried.
Let's all explore the cellar.
Yeah, if we're looking for cause of a curse, then dead people's a good place to start.
Be more interesting than these bushes.
Is this an open hole or a door, or what?
It looks like it's a door. that's kind of on the ground but kind of propped up at an angle. The building is like diagonally coming up from the ground. It's not, well, the door doesn't take up all that much space. There's a door there. It's like 6 feet tall, maybe a little more, of stone. It is closed, and it appears to be locked and made of stone.
Who's good at unlocking stuff?
Does anybody have the security skill?
Lamble has it. Only at level 2, though.
Okay. Why don't you give that a try? Do you have lockpicks by any chance?
Don't.
I have carpentry tools.
Might be able to arrange something. However, since they're not really designed for it, you'd be at a penalty, so probably not going to work. Fortunately, though, your useless archaeologist friend, the squirrel, will attempt to unlock it for you. Let's see how she does, though. Fib decides to take a try at it. That is not quite enough. She thinks she's getting somewhere, but it's taken a minute, and she hasn't quite got it open yet. There is a keyhole, but you don't know where the key is. Go ahead.
Was Fib affected by the tenacity?
You know what? Probably. That gives an extra die, right? Okay. Your squirrel friend, she keeps at it tenaciously, in fact, and manages to say, I got it. You hear like a clunk. The door like suddenly like moves a little bit as it unlocked, and she pitifully tries to pry it open, but she's a wimp. Who's strong? Squirrel people are not super strong.
24?
Yeah, 24 as well, and I have a lizard. With strength 30.
All right, either of you can roll your strength die.
Just the one die?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You would get a +1. Actually, no, it would have worn off by now, but because it took a while to pick. All right, Misty Arak. Arak?
I basically just took my username and turned it into a name.
I see what you did there. All right, Misty Arak struggles with it, but manages to pull it open, just kind of shoving your foot on like the doorstop and just pull. You manage to scrape it open. It creaks and makes a stony scraping sound as it swings. It slides open, actually. You guys may go downstairs if you like.
Okay, we hurry downstairs.
All right.
Does anybody have any healing magic?
No, what do we need that for?
I mean, you know,
No, I don't.
that'd be nice.
Not me.
All right. Yep, I'm going to make the background. It's dark down here.
One thing I wondered concerning one of my reactor regeneration.
Mm-hmm.
Does it trigger multiple times in a row? Like, if you get hit 3 rounds in a row, is that all 3 triggers?
Not while it's still running. It won't re-trigger until it's done. When you get down here, you find this place is lined with several sarcophaguses. I'm going to make some rectangles.
And a dog.
And a dog.
A dog?
Yeah, I'll explain the dog in a sec. Also, does anybody have a source of light? I guess some light is coming in from the open door behind you.
I can cast a light spell.
Got a lamp.
Nobody else has.
I have torches.
Okay. I'll just let people use their mundane light for right now.
All right, you light up a torch. Down here, you see rows of sarcophaguses. They look fairly nice. Not like super ornate, full of gold, but there's like some nice decoration. Some of them you see have trinkets laid on top of them. At the end of this room, you hear a growling. In the dim light, you can see there's this dog-shaped mass of like leaves, and it kind of looks like it's made of ivy and teeth. It comes towards you. It approaches you, growling. What do you guys do?
You moved it too close.
And kind of stops
So
right
I
there.
have creature lore. Can I roll creature lore to figure out what's going on
Sure.
with the animal?
However many dice that says.
All right. That's D6s.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that. Man, I am rolling like great in this game. Can you just follow me around to all my games?
Oh yeah, sure. As long as you play this. Okay.
I was gonna say this is balancing from the previous one.
Yeah, I know, right?
Do you roll very, very badly in your other one?
So my character had to roll in order to shapeshift, and I kept rolling 0
Wow.
in fate.
3
Okay.
or 4 times.
Well, I have good news for you. With 15 creature lore, you're able to determine immediately. This dog feels threatened by you entering its territory. It is growling at you. It will probably start barking very loudly at you soon. But you're pretty sure that if you want to, you can pacify it. You can befriend the dog, mostly via food.
Charm?
Creature lore actually is sufficient for that. So if you like, you rolled high enough, you can just give it a little bit of food, and it'll be happy. Because you know what you're doing when it comes to animals.
All right. Yeah, I have some rations. I'll give it a little piece of ration.
All right. Break off a little bit. It kind of sniffs that warily, but you know how to treat the dog, and you treat it like a normal dog, and it seems to work. It noms the ration.
Good boy. Go to lay down.
I will read you the description for rations. A full ration would be a day's food for an active adult in good health. You just gave him a little bit. It lasts for quite some time because it's tough and flavorless. But the dog likes it anyway.
Is it hardtack?
Something like that.
Well, it's probably better that he ate it anyway.
So, dog is pacified. Do anything in this room.
Is there anything else in this room? Any way out?
It looks like there's no other way besides the way you came, and there's these tombs, which you could attempt to open if you aren't superstitious. There are some things on top of them that look somewhat valuable, like things presumably left by relatives long ago.
This seems like a good time to cast Sense.
What does that do?
Lets me sense objects and creatures within 20 feet of me. I can go through walls and things, so we can see if there's something inside the sarcophagi without opening them.
So you do that, and you walk around. It lasts for what, 5 minutes, 1 minute?
5 minutes.
You walk around, and you find that all but one of these is full. There are skeletons in most of them, of various species, all of which seem to have been buried. You can see that you can make out in your mind's eye the shape of weapons, bows and hatchets, things like that. And then at the far end, one of them is empty, and one of them has what seems like a much more fleshy creature in it. It's not a skeleton. It's lying still, of course. It's dead. But there is some kind of bulky corpse in there. But you also can make out like long, thin claws coming off the hands.
New Song will definitely want to go closer. I'm
I tell everyone what I'm sensing.
Which sarcophagus was it?
That one has the creepy thing, far back one.
Okay.
Back left. Back right is the empty one.
Well, I'll examine the loot while the other goes
This
examine
one?
the chest.
Oh, there's more back there. This one.
Yeah, that's got the big thing in it. Lambles was gonna loot the stuff that's on top of him.
No, Rasha is gonna examine the loot.
Oh right, I mixed you guys' characters up. Yes, you examine it. Go ahead and make me a learning roll.
Learning.
Does New Song have a light source?
Yeah, I have a torch.
Oh, that's right. You're the one that lit it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
9.
How do you guys do that little ping with the circle?
Oh, click and hold.
Well, you just click and hold. Yep, like that.
Okay, there we go. I got it now.
I'll deal with Rasha, and then I'll jump back to New Song. So Rasha, with a 9, you estimate that a lot of these things are probably just items of sentimental value, but some of them look like they're sort of offerings of gold and silver left there. You estimate that there is about 500 money worth to be looted out of this room just in coins, and then you could grab some trinkets and probably sell some of them for about the same amount again if you just took everything that looked valuable. So about 500 in money and then 500 in miscellaneous items.
Is there anything that's decorative? Or is it all just, random garbage?
Well, it's not garbage. Some of them look like ornaments. What do you had in mind?
something like jewelry or similar that I could decorate my mount with?
Oh yeah, definitely. You can bling out your lizard with a few of the things here.
Okay. I'll grab some gold chains and start decorating the mount.
All right, so you guys can hear / see Rasha looting that in the light coming down from the entrance. You hear the little clink clinks and shuffle sounds of gold. Does anybody have any reason to try and stop Rasha, or are you good with the beginning the looting?
Well, New Song is, interested in the body, so I doubt she's even noticed anything.
Okay, we'll jump up to New Song. What did you say you're doing up there? I saw you walked up there.
Yeah, I'm examining the body, trying to identify what it is.
Okay, in order to do that, you will have to pull the lid off the tomb.
Okay. How can we see it if there's a lid on it?
Lamble had a sensing spell where he can somewhat see like through walls and stuff a little ways.
I missed that. I'm sorry. Okay, well then I will work on getting that off.
All right, roll yourself a strength.
Okay, I've got strength 17.
All right, that's D6.
Oh.
Oh, all right. You're eager. New Song starts yanking the slab off the top. You can hear the scrape, and then like a clunk as it all just kind of falls to the side. Misty hops out of the way. The dog whimpers and starts backing towards the door. Anybody do anything immediately?
What kind of level of light is the torch there?
Torch emits bright light in a short range.
Okay, so daylight.
Yeah, it was night, so it's definitely daylight here. If you're near the torch, if you're back where Rasha is, it's kind of dim.
Okay, that's it. Oh, actually, I have a question though. On manipulate light, so it says I can focus the light on a particular spot. Can I focus the light not on a particular spot?
Yeah, you can move the light around if you like. Yeah, that's just an example.
So I guess what I'm asking is, can I make a dark spot?
You can kind of carve one out, bend the light around a spot to make it dimmer or darker, yeah.
Okay.
You like to do that?
Not right now, just
okay.
To know.
New Song, as you peer over this thing and you hold your torch over it to get a good look, you see that this is like this weird, misshapen, it's humanoid shape, but like kind of lumpy and featureless. And dark and it's got long claws and a big mouth with no teeth. And after a couple seconds, you see it starts to almost bleed darkness. And you see its fingers kind of twitch.
That's not good.
Can I slam an arrow into its chest?
You may. Are you point blank shooting it or just using your hand?
Which would be more effective?
The shot would be, because you got the whole power of the bow.
Yeah, we'll do that. What do I roll for that?
We're gonna see whether it jumps up before or after you accomplish that. So why don't you roll wits?
Wits. Okay, that's not my best roll, but you know.
Okay, you realize that this is bad news, and you are about to do that when it rolls. So you knock an arrow, you pull it back, you're about to hop up onto the edge of the tomb to like get right above it and thunk it, when it like its hand like reaches up and grabs the side of the ledge and it like hops, it like yanks itself upright, and you hear a gurgling sound.
Can I be in the aim stance?
Yeah, it swipes at New Song because New Song's holding the torch. New Song, I want you to roll me evade. I'm going to assume you're not an aggressive anymore.
No.
So, roll your... basically, we start combat in neutral unless otherwise specified. Let me double check my notes on this dude. Okay. Good time.
Doesn't sound like it's doing good for us.
Well, I mean... It depends how fast you can run.
Sounds like it'd be great.
Or if you shoot him really good. If you shoot him really good, you'll be fine, right? Assuming he can be shot with arrows and that it hurts him.
That's an assumption, yes.
It is an assumption. And you know what they say about those?
They are very efficient and help you accomplish things.
They're usually right.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
So, new song. Go ahead and roll yourself an evade.
And roll about 6.
Wow, that's a roll.
Yeah, it rolled a double 8. So it's mostly a question of whether new song rolls high enough to block his critical or not.
What do I roll?
You can do it, new song.
2d6, and you really want to 6 on the second die.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I believe you can fly.
Oh, close.
Well, it was 6.
Oh, no.
So it lashes
Just
out
one.
with an attack. It is going to do... Oh, okay. It just woke up. It's a little clumsy. Its swing was not actually that great. It is 120 minus your defense. However, it does like nick you with like the blackness curling off of its claws, and you kind of feel it like raking at your soul.
So I have a defense of 70.
Okay, and he did 175, including the critical, so you take 105.
Oh.
I mean, you guys were just doing like 250 to these things. Come on.
True, but that was them and not us.
Yeah, exactly.
That was them. This is us.
That was then. This is now.
You have like a torch and a wand. If you want, you could try and smack him with your wand, although it's not really likely to do a lot of damage, but if you want to use your counter, you can.
You can also smack it with a torch.
I'll go with... Can I hit it with a torch? Try to light it on... burn it?
Yeah,
Like-
swing your torch at him.
Yeah.
I think
What do
it'll
I use?
be...
I don't have improvised torch.
Do give me your dexterity die and a d6. We'll treat it as a blunt weapon. You're just kind of smacking him with it.
So 2d6 is dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
No. Now I get
That is a potential critical.
Oh, you know what? It is a potential critical. All right. This guy's pretty fast, but he does not dodge, and he does not block your crit.
So
Yeah.
what's the crit on the torch?
I'm gonna say burn. So roll yourself a d6. We'll call it for swing. Okay, that's fine.
That's swing.
Uh-huh.
Swing.
Okay, so he's dark line, so we'll do a little bit of extra. It won't deduct his armor, just his. So 20 from. Okay, all right. You don't think you did an immediate damage, but you do see like part of him is glowing and sizzling, so that's bad for him. You burned him, and let me grab an appropriate.
Probably pissed him off.
Sure, this is close enough. Sure, this guy. We'll do that. I'm going to fill in his HP so that I don't have to keep track of it on something else. And he is burned. We'll say it's a good old 40. We'll do 40 burn. So burn basically is damage over time, but it also decreases over time. So so you burned him for 40, which means at the top of his turn he'll take 40, and the next turn he'll take 30, and then 20, 10. If you have good endurance, there is a way to kind of shrug it off faster, but
Could he spend a action to distinguish the burn then?
in this case, no. He's not actually on. Well, yeah, he could if it starts spreading or something. But she didn't hit him that hard, other than the burn itself. So it'll just be ow, ow, ow. He got burned. All right, and now he will attack you with his other hand. Go and roll evade again.
Okay, which was 2d6.
And there's no critical this time.
He
That's
barely
high.
got you. And I rolled the d6 back there too. Okay, he does 130 minus defense. This time he doesn't do the extra for crit because he didn't get a crit.
130 minus 70.
That's 60.
That's pretty low.
All right, and normally we'd wait for the counter till after, but I forgot he had a second swipe, so you already countered. Before we let any other enemies that may or may not exist go, though, you guys kind of started this fight, so let's let everybody else take a turn. Misty, though, was already getting ready to shoot him. You will want to step away because if you shoot from point blank, he can just kind of swipe it out of the way. But once you do that, then you can hit him. You don't have to worry about hitting party members under normal circumstances. You can just yell at your allies to duck. So go ahead and move yourself and then take a shot.
Okay. And I don't have to worry about like him getting a attack of opportunity for me moving away.
Oh, you know what? Most of the time, no. Certain enemies do have special abilities. I'll look up whether I gave him that.
Myself back until I know.
Yeah. This thing did seem to have good reflexes, but you won't know until you try it.
Okay.
He moves away.
I moved.
Okay. He is going to try and take a swipe at you. He does have a special... he has not got a chance. He has a special stance that lets him do that.
But he's not standing. That's my argument.
All right, roll evade.
It's not good. Not good. Yeah!
All right, you dodged his first swipe. His second swipe is better, but no crit. Okay, this one hits you for 140.
Minus my defense.
Yeah.
So, 70.
And he has used up his counter in case that is relevant to anyone else. You may now shoot him if you like.
I would like.
Neuralize him.
Okay, here we go.
After this, Wamble and Rasha will get a turn before the next round. So, Matt, decide what you're going to do.
Do I get any bonus for point blank shot?
No. You just don't get a range penalty. You do have that take aim stance I think you have on, though. Okay, you got a crit, because you got a 6 or above and he did not. So you get to... Which arrow were you using?
Broad.
All right, roll your damage.
All right. I don't get the +1 this time.
It's going to be real bad if you don't kill him. Well, not real bad. You have more friends that move before he does, but...
I was going to say, it's not real bad. New Song's sitting there right next to him.
Oh, the new song's not doing so hot.
Let me just double check. Okay. Oh, oop. Come on. There we go.
230 points damage to him.
Plus,
Oof.
well, I don't know. Mortal wound, does that...
It'll hit him at the
towards
top
this
of
as
each
well?
turn.
Okay.
So he takes a bunch of damage. I don't think you guys can see his health bar. You shouldn't be able to anyway.
No, we can't.
No.
Good.
cannot.
Good. So your arrow just like shook right into his chest. You can see like inky darkness spurt out. Splatters all over New Song actually.
I'm sorry, New Song.
Who's already traumatized by the giant claw marks on what used to be her armor. That was a good hit. And so you mortal wound him for what, 25?
Yep.
All right, I'll mark that. Okay, Lamble and Rasha. Either of you can go before the
I gotta
round
roll
ends.
my,
Oh, you do?
my archer die.
Rasha's not even gonna look up. Rasha won't even know what's going on. He'll be like, did I just hear something over there? And it'll just be splattered across the wall. Unless you miss. Go ahead and roll your...
But don't put that on me. Don't speak that over me.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a mystery. And it's a crit.
Oh my goodness. All right, that Moon Elf Archery bonus is paying off. He gets a slightly higher second die than a regular archer would. Okay then. That is definitely a hit.
And a crit.
Yeah, actually. Which arrow is this?
That's another mortal wound.
Okay.
So now I have to do the damage roll again.
210.
Almost as good.
Almost as good. Okay, that is enough. The second arrow pins him to the wall, and he just like starts exploding. Like goop just like starts popping and sizzling and flying everywhere as like the the fiery hole that New Song put on him starts spreading, and it just like starts bubbling and spurting. It's kind of gross. It smells like something rotting as this happens, but he begins like dissolving and or exploding onto the wall and to all of you.
Good thing I'm far away.
Yeah.
I guess the death mark.
And I kind of just stand behind a New Song and let the goo get on him. He's got big wings to shield me.
Okay. Well, that was a close call, right? Is Lamble or Rasha want to do anything?
What are you guys doing down there while I fastidiously put a necklace on my lizard's head to make sure it's well attached?
No, don't eat that. Don't eat that.
Hey, puppy. Here, puppy.
Yeah, so so hanging down between the eyes, making me look really pretty.
Right. Who called the puppy?
I did. Misty.
Okay. It looks up at you, it sniffs you, it kind of backs away. Lamble doing anything? Lamble, you still have sense going, I think. So you can sense that the skeletons in the other crates are stirring.
New Song wants to get out of here.
Alright.
New Song is such a
I
whip.
have 5 hit points left.
Wow.
Yeah.
At least you don't have any continuous damage things on you.
Seriously.
You probably can't see my bar. I can't.
If you move yourself down, we'll be able to see it. Roll20 is kind of weird, and like it should let you see other stuff outside of the border, but it doesn't.
No, I don't think he has his bar exposed to anybody.
Okay. I can see it though.
Okay.
The numbers on the bar are new, actually. It didn't used to have that. It just showed the partial bar, which is kind of neat because then you could let people see like how far down a monster was without giving them the real number. But the number,
Yeah, but it's, the monsters are hidden anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
yeah. So the advantage of having a longbow in your party is that you can shank things with arrows. I was just gonna
I
check.
seem to remember Legolas doing that at least once.
You know.
Okay,
elves.
looks like Misty has a lot of arrows, so I'm not gonna bother keeping track of those.
I don't.
Yeah, but isn't the Misty's bow a short bow?
No, it's a longbow.
Misty actually has a longbow, the level 3 version.
Okay.
She has done some weights and can now use the longbow. So New Song wants to get out of there, right? In that case, are you...
Yeah. Work out on the bow flex.
I think I'm going
Nice.
down here. I don't see anything to make the bars visible.
No, the GM has to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Now I have 5 hit points left out of 170.
Yeah, if you want...
So, like I was asking before, does anybody have healing magic?
If you guys want, I can make your guys' bars visible to each other, otherwise I'll leave them.
I have a
Doesn't
flask
matter.
of weak mage coffee, whatever that does.
MP or potion?
I don't see any healing potion. I don't know what all these potions do, but they don't look like they heal.
That's a good point. Do any of you have?
I don't.
That seems to be an oversight on our part.
Oh yeah, none of you picked someone with healing magic. That's
Or
okay.
an oversight on the GM's part when he designed the adventure.
A lot of the pre-gens have healing spells. In my defense,
There were a lot of pre-gens, and we didn't know what your classes are, so
yeah. No, it's
You
very
asked if I wanted to be an elf.
Yeah,
Wait a
it's
minute.
probably a good idea to give those who don't have anything at least a healing potion.
All
Just
right.
saying.
Speaking of which, you did just loot a bunch of stuff off these tombs. Is everyone running, or is it just New Song?
I'm decorating.
Right.
Yourself.
New Song hurries past you.
yeah. Let me just. My sheet says that New Song is tactless, so I'm just gonna say you're an idiot.
But a handsome one at that.
What were we supposed to do in here? It's been a while, I don't remember. Turn off the curse? How
Yeah,
do you do that?
probably kill everything in the coffins.
Or maybe we just take the dog. Think that'll end the curse?
Maybe we can kill the dog and find out.
Don't kill the dog. He's my buddy.
Alright.
So is anybody staying, or are you all fleeing as the skeletons crawl out of their tombs?
Welcome back.
Lamble can detect them. Is that what I remember hearing?
Yeah, the one's really close.
Does he tell me that there are skeletons coming out? Or do I have to just guess?
Yes.
And do you have a light source?
I do have a light source, oil lamp. I have a healing potion that I intended to give to New Song as he ran by.
There we go. Somebody does have some vague sort of healing.
Yeah. New Song, see, there's no reason to run.
Well, it depends on how much that healing potion gives him.
Yeah, true.
So it
5
has
points.
3 uses. Each time you use it, it will restore 5 hit points per round over 10 rounds.
So if you're just resting, then 50.
Right.
So that's 150. There you go.
Is Misty planning to run toward the entrance also?
Depending on how... Can you tell, like, how powerful these skeletons are, like, relative to this big nasty we just took out?
Only shape.
Oh, okay.
I assume they're smaller, so I assume they're less powerful.
As you have this discussion, the lids start to move off, and you see skeletal hands reaching out.
Well, I don't want to get
I
pinned,
get on my lizard.
so I'm going to move here, if that's all right.
Yep.
But-
Okay, so I'll move around here. I'm trying to put myself between the skeletons and the wounded people.
I've still got plenty of hit points, but
I'm completely untouched.
I just want to be able to back out without having to go through a bunch of skeletons if things are, get dicey. Can I take a little bit of hardtack and toss it out the door for the dog so he
Sure.
leaves? All right,
The
so I do
dog
that.
chases after it.
Cool.
Oh, these are weirdly
All right,
proportioned.
and if he comes back to the door, I tell him to stay.
Do 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 do.
There's not one in the upper right hand.
Nope, that was the empty one. Not ominous at all. All right, skeletons are up, and they are looking at you.
Do we do a new wit roll thing for these guys, or
If you guys are all fleeing, then we can just roll and see whether you get out of here before they take the turn or not. If you guys are fighting, then we'll definitely do a full round initiative roll.
I mean, as long as
Song is fleeing.
New Song can flee, that's fine. But I would like to fight.
New Song
Yeah.
is going to go drink for a while.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Wait, how many turns was it between when we killed the baddie and these guys woke up?
Time was a little wibbly wobbly, so like 1 or 2.
Okay. I was just asking because New Song could have started to quaff that potion in that amount of time, but that's still only 10 hit points.
So I should add 10 to New Songs.
Yep.
No.
If you drank the potion,
If it's a healing potion, I'll drink it.
and then so you'll start adding 5 hit points per round until you've got a total of 50.
So
In
do I
addition
add
to whatever
some-
you had before.
Do
Right.
I add some now or no?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's 5.
All right, everybody roll wits then, and we'll see what order people get to go in.
My character's not very witty.
Mine is, apparently.
I made a mistake last time when I rolled them all at once.
Would hearing affect this particular wits roll?
You already know they're coming, so I'm thinking not really.
That makes sense.
All right.
Check though.
38, 40, 50. Okay, they got 44 and you got 50. So you guys do get to go before these things actually get their bearings enough to start shooting at you. These skeletons are armed with bows and machetes or similar weapons.
Oh, they have ranged. That's not fun. New Song, you better get out of here. Is the dog out of here yet?
Yeah, dog ran out.
Out of here.
Dog was happy to get out of here.
Right, you go hang out with the dog.
Okay, I'm out.
New Song Nope's out of there.
I can't get past.
I charge.
Okay, I will assume that New Song is also off.
Let's stay close to the exit, so if we need to escape, we can escape.
Nah.
I mean, you do what you want. It's a one shot, so
Free country. You're gonna die.
Yeah. Oh.
it's a free dungeon.
So I need a turn order. Who's in aggressive or equivalent?
I mean,
I mean, that's-
equivalent to defensive. I mean, I'm not in defensive and
Right.
aiming, but that's
Okay.
the same.
Lamble and Ilgag. Looks like Ilgag's aggressive.
Lamble stay neutral.
Okay. Ilgag. Pick your weapons and do a thing.
Quick question.
Yes.
Lance shields.
With the bottle of healing potion that has 3 doses, if New Song chugged the whole thing, would they all 3 work simultaneously and give him 15 hit points per round? Or is that not how healing potions work?
There is technically an optional rule for overdosing, which is what happens when you have multiple doses affecting you at a time. However, I don't feel like using that right now. So yeah, I'll say if New Song does just chug the whole thing, New Song will feel like throwing up, but the rest of your body will start stitching itself back together at the 15 per round.
Well, then just let me know when I add points. I've added 5. Do I add 10 now?
Yeah, go and add 10 more. So Ilgag's hitting something, huh?
Yeah, that was where we came from.
That hits.
And I'm hitting this guy.
Okay. You have a ridiculous amount of dice. You have like 4 from the lance and like another 2 for charge, another 1 for charge, I think.
Yeah, when I do damage, yeah.
In fact, it's probably safe to say that it cannot not die. So if you want to roll your 5, yeah, because the lance is technically one-handed, but it's got like 3 bonus. So if you want to roll your 5d8 and add them up to the lance, you can. You're entitled to it, but we do know the outcome is a rather foregone conclusion.
Yeah, just kill him.
All right, I'm not putting the skull on these guys because they were already dead. Lamble.
The question. Do my lizard, is that able to attack as well?
You can tell your lizard to attack, but it takes your own action to do so.
Okay.
Similarly, you can have your lizard counter in place of your own counter, but you're going to be better.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
All right, DJ/Lamble.
Let's
DJ
hop
Lamble.
over here. And
That actually
gonna
sounds like a DJ name.
kick that guy.
Roll yourself an accuracy.
I should probably set up my roll.
All right, he cannot dodge that. Go ahead and damage. Or do you know what your minimum damage is?
70.
Your minimum damage is 70? Okay, go ahead and roll then.
Yep.
I like that you got jump scared by that guy. I mean, it wasn't paced like a jump scare, but you know. From your character's perspective. Okay, it's dead.
I like the fact that my character didn't even get to act.
So
Well,
with your Jedi Kung Fu powers, you shatter
Little
one of these
fury.
skeletons. Which one?
Yeah.
The lower one, closer to.
The door. Yeah,
Yeah.
That
makes sense. Misty.
guy.
I love that you kill them with your bonus attack too.
Yeah.
You're like, nope.
Yeah.
How do you
While
get
if
this
it
one?
was 2 different attacks, I still imagine him pulling out 2 arrows and sending them into it.
Misty, if you move around to this area, can you still hit skeletons throughout?
I think so. Hold on.
The tombs aren't
Yeah.
super tall, so
I can hit any of them.
Okay. That way they'd be more likely to attack me than you, and I've got plenty of health left.
All right. So here.
all right. Ping the one that you shot.
So I'm just. Hold on a second. Oh, that one's.
Yeah.
You can shoot him before
Counterattack.
moving.
No, I'm shooting this one. I just wanted to see how far it was.
All right.
So this one.
He, I don't think, can survive your shot, so we're gonna call him dead.
Yeah.
Longbow greater than minion.
So hold on. I get my roll here,
Precisely. Okay.
and it's no good.
All right. That is everybody on your team. These skeletons. The skeleton next to Ilgag whips out a machete and attacks him with it. Ooh, he might actually hit despite the shield. Let's find out.
Okay, and that's... I don't remember. That's D8 plus D12.
I think so, because you're not in the middle of a charge.
You hits.
Ooh, that. No, it's kind of a sad roll on your D12 there.
Yeah, it is. Oh, don't worry. You should see me roll initiative in Pathfinder. I had a game where in over 30 combats I had no initiative higher than 4.
Oof. All right.
Yeah.
Well, he does manage to hit you and crit you, in fact.
Yeah.
Oops.
He
That's
critted
the
with
wrong
a
kind of dice.
D6.
That's. Yep. Yeah, that's lucky. Yeah, so the interesting, you start with a D4 in most of your weapons, which means untrained, but your classes will rapidly get you trained in them, which means you are actually able to get crits. But if you try and use a weapon you're bad at the beginning of the game, you can't. He does 90 damage to you, minus your defense. Can that even get through your defense?
No.
All right, he swings.
Jeez.
Oh, wait, I forgot to add
Such
the
a
crit.
tank.
Sorry, plus 30, 120.
Yeah. 120. He does 30 points of damage to me.
All right, you bleed slightly, and with that sudden shock, your healing enzymes start coursing through your Relakite body. So that triggers your regeneration, I believe, and a little bit of damage. You may counterattack if you like. Your lance is a little less accurate right now.
A lot less accurate, but I have an alternative with something. Because I want to see what the lizard can do.
Okay.
So the lizard will counterattack.
Yeah, so if you look
Because-
down at your last page, you'll see the lizard stats. He's got an accuracy of D10 plus D6.
Yeah. +1 for aggressive stance.
All right, yeah, I think they get locked to the same stance as you anyway, so do that.
Wait, do I get 2 attacks if I attack with my fists?
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
9, and it's critical.
It is.
And the lizard does 2d10 plus 60 plus 30 for critical. So that's plus 90. 180.
Alrighty. That is actually quite good. Your your lizard just pounces on this skeleton and literally tears it apart with his teeth, with his mouth. He just like chomping it, and bones are kind of shattering everywhere. That's the sound it makes.
Yeah, because what I noticed is that when I use my lance to charge, my lizard is actually better at hitting.
So next one is going to shoot at you. This guy will.
Yeah.
Do you dodge that?
My dodge is the same as before, of course.
You can also, in Roll20, if you click in the text box and you tap up, it'll go through your previous rolls.
Yeah, that was what I was looking
Oh,
for.
that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's kind of neat.
No, it doesn't hit me.
No, it doesn't. All right, next one. The odds of them hitting you are just... Okay. All right. Well, you know what?
Shit happens.
It does. To the tune of 110.
20 points damage.
All right. Let's see. We're gonna 1 or a 2. It shoots at the archer. 3 through 6 it shoots at Lamble. Okay. This one attacks Lamble.
Wow.
Oof. Okay. 110.
Can I subtract defense from that?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an arrow. And then the final one grabs a machete and tries to hack your ears off.
Not very effective.
Not that it would have changed anything, but shouldn't have Rasha been taking a -1 on his evasion rolls?
He was. His shield is so high he gets a d12 plus 1 normally.
Oh.
He's got a big ol'
+1.
kite shield.
Wow. I am rolling very poorly on my evades.
Wow. You still dodged him
Still
though.
made it this time. Yeah.
Wow, you have like really, really high.
Because I'm carrying shields instead of weapons.
Oh, right. I remember that now. Okay, so Lambo has 2 shields then.
He does.
And he kicks people.
Yes.
Exactly.
He is shield kicker. He kicks people and has shields. No, he doesn't kick people with the shields. He has the shields and he kicks people with his feet. The shields aren't on his feet. The shields are on his hands. Well, okay, one's on his hand. The other one's on his arm because it's bigger. But never mind. Okay, so that's all the enemies. This one just attacked you in melee, so if you haven't countered yet, you may.
All right, yeah, let's do that. Roll an attack. Could be worse.
Alright, rolls evade. I gotta go through that. Barely. You crit him.
All right.
Roll not terrible and he'll die. Alright, you rolled not terrible. He died.
Here we go. Okay. And he's also stunned.
Just for the record.
For the record, yes.
Dead, but he's also stunned. Okay, so what are this? We got one more guy, right? This guy needs to go.
It is. He actually already shot Lamble. He's the one that actually hit him.
Oh.
All right. It is the top of the round.
Ooh.
Yeah, still aggressive.
So
It's you.
Drovwin gets 15 more hit points from the potion.
Yeah, and I get 10.
I'm glad you guys are plowing through these because I don't want to run a long combat with one person gone.
Double your endurance attribute at the beginning of each turn. What's my endurance? So that's 20. Double that. It's just 46.
Uh huh.
I heal 46 each round.
Yep.
Wow. So yeah, see, he has healing abilities too.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's why he didn't bring potions. He's like,
Yeah, that's why I told you I didn't need it.
I can regrow limbs. I'm like a salamander.
And it goes on for 10 rounds.
Yeah. Is anybody changing stances?
No.
I'm keeping to my data far, far away stance.
Right. There are no more angry bushes attacking you, fortunately.
I think Lamble will go aggressive.
All right. So Lamble or Rasha, which one of you goes first?
I'm going aggressive as well.
I'll charge down there.
I don't think you can charge onto that.
My headless, I can climb.
All right, true, but you won't get the lance thing then,
Okay.
because you got to go to the closest one. But you can swap with your flail if you want.
No, I just have to go in a straight line.
To the closest space from which you could hit him.
Yeah, well, it's still a charge. I still get bonuses to charge, as far as I know.
I'll check, but it probably won't matter.
Plus 1 swing die. Because I'm not...
Actually, I will tell you, because these guys are wimpy, the accuracy is really the only concern.
Okay.
Can't dodge that. So you
Can't dodge this.
crush that one. That's right. With your all-terrain lizard vehicle. All right. The other two of you, which one of you wants to go first?
I will.
What?
Unless Lambo really wants to.
Yeah, I just can you shoot at
I can shoot at either of them.
okay, shoot
one
at
you
that
want?
one. Shoot
That one,
one
okay.
farther from me because I can't reach him.
You can't dodge that. And it's a crit, so...
All right. It's pretty dead.
We're gonna
then.
go. Yeah. Do I need to roll damage?
No. Her minimum damage is less than its health plus defense.
Okay, in that case, we'll just do this. Nope. All right, your turn, Lambo.
All right, let's hop over the sarcophagus and kick that guy in the head.
You just hop over, land on your hands, and land on your shield arms, and flip yourself up into the air again, slamming your feet into its face.
But which shield arm does he land on? The large shield or?
Probably both simultaneously.
All right. Anyway, carry on.
You hit him.
All right.
And just don't roll terribly.
If you get anything other than all ones, I hope you get all ones because that'd be funny. Aw. Okay, that
All
is
not
enough.
ones.
These guys do not really have any armor to speak of. It's just their poor brittle bones. You have cleared everything you are aware of in this room.
All right, well, let's go look in this last sarcophagi.
Let's wait like 2 minutes for the health potion to take full effect and then look in the sarcophagi.
Okay.
All right.
Aww.
So you've gotten
Right.
30. So you get 120 more health, Ms. Drovlin.
124.
120 more.
120 more. Excuse me.
Yeah, and I got way more than I needed.
When you go back down there, if you ever go back down there, you don't really have to. You're seeing things at this point, and you're pretty sure most of it's hallucinations, but there are a lot of potions going through you. It feels weird. It feels kind of bad, actually. But on the other hand, you're pretty sure that you can trust the senses that are telling you that your ribs have closed back up and that you're not covered in fresh blood anymore.
Good to know.
So it's old blood now.
Right. I mean, that's
Yeah.
still there.
It's pretty dried up by now.
It'll just make you look more intimidating.
2 minutes later, all the blood is dried up. Yes.
Yeah. I spent my time productively cleaning my clothes and my lizard.
Oh yeah. While we're waiting, I'm gonna go loot this body.
Okay.
The big baddie
All right.
body.
I do have to regret to inform you the only thing he had on him was like a necklace that fell out of his goopy corpse, worth about 200.
Was there anything else in the sarcophagi?
No, that was the only thing of value in his.
All right. So I take the necklace and then I go back and wait next to the other coffin.
So when I'm not sensing anymore. That's run out. But when I was, this sarcophagus looked empty.
It did.
It's probably a door.
How
Yeah.
heavy are the lids to these things?
Pretty heavy. You would need to do a strength roll to open it.
Could
Well,
we just cooperate and be two about doing
Song was
Yeah.
able to move one of these lids, so I think if two of us work together, we could probably do it pretty easy.
Sure.
Well, the reason I asked was to see I can lift something telepathically, but only up to 20 pounds. And I think we're talking more than
definitely
that.
bigger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it takes a strength check, it's probably more than 20 pounds.
Probably more
Yep.
than 100 pounds.
Well, yeah. Depends on how weirdly shaped, but yeah.
What do you guys do then? So you're looking at the lid of this. This lid has like an engraving of what looks like an elf in nice robes. I mean, you assume they're nice. It's, it's not colored or anything. With a golden helmet. That part is colored. And that's what's on the lid.
Okay. We remove the lid.
You remove the lid?
Go ahead.
I'm way over here. I've done this dance.
But
Right.
you're in the room?
Yeah.
This time it jumps
Okay.
out and kills the three of you instead. Oh, no, I'm kidding. There's nothing in there.
Not even a
Nothing.
staircase down?
Nope.
This is disappointing. I guess we gotta up and try
wait.
the other door.
Do I know anything about the elf on the lid? Do a learning check or something?
Do a learning, yeah.
Well done.
With your learning, you are able to tell from the features, this is a plains elf. They usually live on the plains.
plains
It's a little weird for him to be hanging out in a tower in the forest or buried there or whatever, but that's his strain. Bottle speaks up, or speaks in, however telepathy works, and tells you that this must have been reserved for the elf lord who once owned this tower. But apparently, he was never buried here.
Cool.
You got the invisible NPCs that only show up when needed.
Right.
Hooray! Alright, is there any way we can, search the bottom of this sarcophagi to see if there's...
Yeah, you can do security
Something
or wits. Security has lower difficulties when you're suspecting, it's a thing that a person might have hidden. Wits is just for general observation.
I'm going to
I'll
try straight
pushing it.
wits.
No, not that it's gonna be needed.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Everybody else is more witty than I am. Look at that.
Wow.
We're just punning it.
Okay. Yes, you actually do find a little mechanism in one of the corners that looks like it can be pushed, sort of like a little lever button thing.
Okay, I push it.
You push it, suddenly the floor of the sarcophagus just kind of loosens and flips. So now instead of flat on the ground, it's vertical. So you can go down on one side of it. The other side looks like it just goes down a few feet, just long enough to let the flip happen. The other side looks like it is a shaft downwards.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I've got a grappling hook and rope. Would that
How
be
far
useful
down
here?
does that hole look?
Well, it's a little further down than your torchlight goes, at least. Or, well, you can see in the dimness at the end of. Well, no, New Song has the torch.
Who's got a torch?
New Song had one.
Hey, New Song, could I see your torch real quick?
It burned. I got a second torch. The first one was used to burn the big blobby thing.
You've still got it.
it.
Does someone have a spell that can manipulate light?
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Can you move the light down into the hole?
Yeah, but I need New Song. Can I borrow your torch?
Sure.
Okay. I drop the torch down the hole.
Okay.
That's not borrowing.
There we go. That needs to be like someone's doodle of the thing. That's not borrowing. So yeah, you drop the torch down in New Song's brand new shiny torch that's only been used once to hit like a inky undead guy in the face. It didn't go out when you did that. Dropped it down in there. It hits the ground and sputters, but torches are kind of hard to put out, at least this kind of torch. It looks like the ground's about 20 feet down, and you can see that it is walled on 3 sides, including the bottom. Well, I guess that would be 4 sides. But to the north, there seems to be a tunnel. There's no light coming off a wall. You can kind of peer around, and it looks like there's a passage.
All right.
Why
So did somebody have a grappling hook?
Lamble does. Yeah, I'm gonna hook the hook on the sarcophagus and drop the rope down and head down.
I'm having a Raiders of the Lost Ark moment.
Yeah.
Let the floor move.
Yeah. So can I, do you mind if I go down first?
Go for it, yeah.
Yep, I slide down first.
That probably makes a lot more sense.
All right, who said they slid down first?
That'd be Misty.
Okay. Misty goes down first. So Misty, you have night vision anyway, so you don't really need it. You certainly don't want the torch too near you. It's just going to night blind you. So you can walk past the torch a ways, let your eyes readjust. This passage only goes forward 30 feet, and then it looks like there is a rope hanging from an opening, and there are pegs in the wall. Looks like a shaft upwards.
Interesting. I pick up the torch. And I wait for.
I'll head down after Misty.
I'll go last. I'm a little gun shy.
I'm guessing I can't get my mount with me this time.
He's large, but I mean, he can probably squeeze in. What's his or her name?
You mean Izzy?
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 Izzy cocks his head and looks down there, kind of shuffles around a little bit, like looks up at you like, you want me to go down there? I mean, I could try it.
Go ahead. You can do it.
Okay.
Anyway, when New Song comes down, I hand him his torch back.
Izzy scrambles down. There's a bunch of like falling like dirt from the sides of the wall as he scrabbles down there, and then kind of a thud as he hits the ground the rest of the way, and then kind of scrambles forward. It doesn't look like he has a whole lot of room to turn around, so
You probably couldn't mount him either, could you, in that space?
No, it's not very tall. Just tall enough for someone to walk.
Yeah. I'll follow.
Right.
He's not very tall.
He's kind of low and flat.
Yeah. Once I give New Song his torch, I'm gonna head up the shaft, the where the pegs were. Unless you were describing the same shaft we came out of.
Nope.
It was a different shaft?
Yes.
Okay, I head up that.
All right. You can see it is dark up there, but you head up.
Is it night dark or is it pitch black?
It would be pitch black were it not for the fact that you've got a bit of torchlight coming up behind you. So you can see okay. You think, but it gets hard to see the top. You think you can see the top of the shaft.
I'm gonna stealth.
Okay.
And I do terrible at it.
Yeah, you make a lot of noise as you're like scrambling. You're like holding onto the rope, but also like and climbing up the pegs. But like you keep like your feet keep slipping and you're grunting and you're like, oh, I'm trying to be quiet.
And I'm swearing under my breath and
yeah, all sorts of obscenities in Elven. Unfortunately, the rest of the party also knows Elven. I mean, you have other languages.
It doesn't have to be. Yeah, I was gonna say I'd probably swear in Trollish.
That's
Trollish.
true. You know Trollish. They have some good ones. Some of them are a little obscure, and it's unclear why it's offensive because they have a pretty complex social hierarchy. But you know which ones they respond badly to. So you hear like a lot of rumbling, hissing from the elf who is whispering troll cusses. What about the rest of you? You guys follow?
Yeah,
Annabelle's following.
I'm following.
Should we be rolling stealth also?
I mean, clearly the elf isn't.
Yeah, so not even gonna worry about it.
The rest of us are stealthy in the fact that the elf isn't.
That's why I'm taking point.
I would like elf to roll a strength roll.
Strength?
I think so, actually. I have rules for this. I should look at my own rules for climbing.
Well, New Song doesn't have to worry about that.
I have Trade Baker.
I had some fun with the trades, although it was a little hard to think of like different ones for each pregen, but Fungus Tender is the Black Dwarf pregen.
I like Baker.
Yeah.
My day job is a baker.
Yeah, you made good donuts in Elfland.
They probably weren't that good. I've only got 2 in it.
You got fired and went off to shoot things.
That's why I got into archery.
So let's see, roll a strength.
So just D10, D8?
Yeah.
Do I have a plus to that or just D8?
No, just D8.
Well, you beat it to 3.
You did. All right. You managed to haul yourself all the way up. You're kind of breathing a little heavily by the top. I think you probably have decent endurance, but like you just hauled yourself up like 30 feet by a rope and some pegs. So you're like, whew. You see there is a trapdoor here. You can reach it from the rope. In fact, the rope seems to be hanging from like a hook in like a stone ceiling that the trapdoor is in.
All right. So can I make another stealth check to push this trapdoor open?
Yes. Let's hope you roll better.
Well, I mean, either way, it'll be fun. That's a little bit better.
Okay. You open that door. You see at the top, through it, you see a dimly lit room. There is a huge 4-poster bed in it with like a canopy all around. You think you can see like thorny vines kind of hanging out from the cracks there. You see a window that is mostly blocked by plants. Other than that, it looks like it's got furniture and a rug that is right next to the trapdoor. In fact, it looked like opening the trapdoor shoved it partly out of the way. It looks like it was once nice, but it's very frayed now.
The rug used to look nice, but it's frayed?
Yeah.
Okay. Does the whole room look kind of worn out?
It looks like the room was ransacked.
Oh, bummer. It would be wits to investigate what's going on here, right? Yes? No?
Yeah, just take a look around, yeah.
Learning?
Yep, and I think you get some extra dice since you're just visualing.
Oh, do I?
Yep.
Oh, plus 1d6, so...
You
I'll
just add
roll
another one.
1d6. Yeah.
Okay.
16.
So, 16.
All right, as your eyes adjust, you see that there is definitely something inside that bed. You can kind of see its shadow. It appears to be the only other thing in the room, and it hasn't responded to your presence.
All right, am I in the room? Fully in the room?
If you'd like to be.
Okay. I would like to be. Also...
Slamble in the room or on the rope at this point?
You guys can all be on the rope if you'd like. The Yara and the squirrel person are with you.
As far as the amount of light that the torches and whatnot are giving off, does it change the lighting in the room?
No, the torch is way
significantly?
too far behind at this point.
Okay, I just wanted to... Because if it doesn't change the light a whole bunch, I'm just going to leave the trapdoor open.
Yeah, it would be considered night in the room.
Okay.
Because there's a little bit of light filtering in through the window. So you climb up.
Yeah.
Once I'm fully in the room, I'm going to draw my bow and notch it, and then kind of get in a corner, kind of whisper down. Before I do, I whisper down to, or indicate somehow down the way for people to hold their position for a second.
Down below, you can see your party, which is kind of taking their turns at the rope. The lizard looks kind of interested in trying to scrabble up here. The Yara is holding the dog. Evidently, he likes
somebody
the
brought
dog.
the dog?
Yeah, apparently.
Why did you bring the dog?
You're like whispering, "Why did you bring the dog?" He just kind of, he like gestures like you're too far away for him to communicate with you. Oh, well.
Yeah, anyway. So in that case, I notch my bow and do my best to kind of hide in the dark and watch and kind of approach the bed slowly to see what's in the bed.
Okay.
Doing my best to not be noticed while I'm doing this. Do I need to make another stealth roll, or is the 9 gonna stand?
I think the 9 is for this room. Oh, that's interesting.
I think you should have let us climb up.
If she screams, then you can run up after her. Or him. I've been going by the icon genders. I don't know what you had in mind, so it's all mixed up. But,
yeah, I just assume that it's a she because, that's what the character looks like. Shouldn't matter a whole lot.
Nah.
Not a super social game.
Not for this one shot. Okay. You kind of peer through and you can see this creature. It's got it looks like a big flower that's attached to like a
Plains elf?
No, more of a trunk. It does look vaguely humanoid shaped, but it's got this big old stem that's 2 feet thick, and it's got a bunch of vines all around it, and it's very thorny, and it's got sort of the Venus flytrap mouth flower things sticking out everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think I need to get any closer.
No, the flower is tracking you.
Oh, so that's cool.
As you kind of got sort of close, it appeared agitated. It kind of stirred and made a lot of raspy, rustling sounds.
Slowly back away.
Calms down a little bit.
And then I go over to the trapdoor and kind of do the come here signal to the rest of the group.
I scurry up with my lizard.
Okay.
I keep my
pulls
bow.
himself over the edge.
Okay.
They all have not been eaten. I will fly up.
All right. It's very narrow, but your wings do still kind of help you keep balance as you clamber up there. You guys all do make it up. It seems like the Yara is having a little trouble. The squirrel person is not having any trouble at all. She just skitters right up. The lizard also skitters up, doing some damage to the dirt shaft in the process, dumping dirt on whoever's behind it. But, Izzy makes it up and kind of is grunting and, sticks her head out, but then, sees that everyone else is being very quiet and the mood's tense, and so kind of quietly slides herself out of the trapdoor. Mm-hmm. Everyone ends up making it up. The Yara says, this must be where the master of the tower once was.
Yeah. I
think it still is.
Can we light him on fire?
Light what on fire?
Yeah. Everything?
The corpse? Trunk, tree, flower thing?
He looks at you like you haven't explained this yet.
Lamp oil, pour over living plant, set it on fire, it dies.
At this point, he kind of notices the vines coming out from the bed, says, allow me, and let me ask you a question because it's 7, 6 Central Time, I think. So this is... Yeah, so I did hear someone needs to go pretty soon, right?
Yeah, but I can definitely finish up this scene.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do the shorter version of this scene just because I don't want to, go really long. So, your employer, Bottle, walks up towards... he puts the dog down, of course. He walks up towards the bed. The dog kind of is sniffing at the air. He goes up towards it. He takes off his necklace, which has this vial of water that is now kind of glowing sort of bright blue. He kind of turns to you, to the party, and says, wait there. he kind of reaches out with it into the curtain. About a minute passes very awkwardly. Are you guys all staying near the trapdoor? Are you arraying yourselves around the room? What you doing while this is going on?
I've got my bow notched, and once Bottle turns his back to me, I've got my arrow pointed at him.
Yeah. You know, just to stay where I am and try to dust myself off from all the dust the kicked down. See, I need to be presentable.
But I'm moving my bow kind of in a little pattern so that if he does turn to look at me, I can move off of him and make it look natural.
Right. What did Lamble say?
Lamble's just keeping some space between him and anyone else. Just trying to spread things out.
Jeffrey, you said New Song was kind of staying far away.
Back by the door, yeah. I mean, one near-death experience, and she came pretty close to death.
Okay. There is also a regular door to this room. It is barred. Are you by that door or the trap door? Or the window? The window is mostly blocked. You'd have to hack the plants out of the way.
I will open the regular door. Never hurts to have more than one escape route. Take a look down and see if it's,
And that's when you found out there was a monster on the other side.
Okay. You look down the door. You see, if you open the door a little bit, you see a long spiral staircase around the around the wall with no column in the center. It's just open, no railing or anything. It goes down a ways and it's pretty dark.
Okay. Well, at least it's another option.
Right.
And if there had been something, well, then I would have put one of my players back in the day. Wrong door!
Just Scooby-Doo it, like run in one door, pop out the other. You guys tend to take positions, somewhat suspicious, I gather. You know, good instincts. Misty seems suspicious anyway. Fib looks kind of nervous. She does not like being in this room with a giant plant thing. Seems to be staying near the trapdoor, although she is kind of fascinated looking around, sniffing. And that's the squirrel person. The dog kind of is also poking around, seems a little confused.
I threw a little piece of... Well, never mind, I can't. I don't have enough hands.
Yeah.
I was going to throw a little piece of hardtack down the... Oh no, that's too far for a dog to jump. But, yeah, no, I don't have enough hands.
Yeah, down the shaft of the dog.
Okay. So...
Do I have time to cast encouragement again before whatever's about to happen happens?
Sure. Who are you encouraging? I think you can designate. Who do you consider your ally at this time?
Just the people in the party.
Okay. Neither the NPCs.
Not the NPCs.
What about the dog?
Yeah, we'll include the dog.
Okay. Do you have enough dice for
I
that?
like the dog.
Actually, so it's 3d6, and then I remove one for each person beyond the first.
Yeah.
Is there a floor of...
Yeah, if you reduce to 0 dice, you can't do it.
Okay. So then...
Wait, what does it do?
So it's that buff that we had at the start.
Oh,
With all the
tenacious.
pluses. Okay. So I'm just gonna buff my 3 companions, not myself.
Sounds good. The 3 of you feel encouraged. You feel tenacious. It's great.
And it's 5
the
rounds
dog.
again.
Wow. Huzzah.
Yeah, he gets, with that spell, he gets to add his magic to the total, so we got a 25, which got you 5 rounds.
All right, and I'm...
There is a sudden, stirring in the bed, and a vine, reaches out, whips out, snatches Bottle, and yanks him in. You hear, some terrified, raspy sounds, because he can't actually talk. You see him, he tries to claw his way out, and it appears to be attacking him. How do you guys immediately
The plant
respond?
thing is attacking him?
It is.
I rush over and try to pull him away.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait, see what happens.
All right.
But I'm guessing this is part of his plan. I keep kind of bouncing back and forth between what looks like the best place to shoot the plant thing and him, even though he's getting attacked.
Right, you never know.
I use pull to pull him out.
Okay, so you're pulling on him, and Rasha is also grabbing him and trying to haul him out. You do that, the dog jumps up and bites at one of the vines. He's gasping. There was one wrapped around his throat. He no longer has that necklace, and looks surprised and upset. His two eyes are, with the one on his forehead and the one on his throat, are like rapidly blinking and very dilated.
All right, so he actually looks upset. In that case, I shoot the plant.
All right, you shoot the plant. It's pretty impossible to miss. You hit it really hard. It rumbles and gurgles and starts coming out of the bed. The dog like jumps in the way and starts barking at it. There's a tense moment of confrontation between it and the good boy, and then like it slowly like reaches kind of cautiously out to the dog with a vine. The dog kind of sniffs it, and it pets the dog. The flower kind of looks up at you guys, closes, and then the whole thing starts convulsing. The vines start like shriveling, thrashing around everywhere. You kind of, none of you were very close. You were very cautious about this. Squirrel person ducks like back into the trapdoor. She's just kind of watching, just her eyes peering over. Izzy scampers back and is like, what is happening? And like snaps at anything that gets too close. And then this thing starts pulsing and like shrinking as it flails around down until it is no longer, no vines or anything are protruding from the curtains. The shadow of whatever is in the bed looks much smaller now.
I draw another arrow and I approach whatever it is in the bed.
All right. You peer through. In the bed, there is a single flower kind of rooted into the totally destroyed blankets and what's left of the mattress. It is closed like a bud and is normal sized.
I pick it.
You like pull it up by the root, or you just like pop it off?
Yeah, I just cut it off.
Okay. You emerge with the flower. Bottle moves towards you and like reaches out as if he wants to take it. Also, I forgot to mention one detail. The vial that Bottle had, the bottle's bottle, was lying on the bed when you looked in there.
Was it empty?
No.
Okay, I take that too.
Okay. So you take those. He kind of reaches out for them.
I give him the bottle. Or the vial. I give Bottle the vial.
Okay.
You get the bottle.
He says, thank you. Is it gone?
Is what gone?
The creature. Is that what's left of it? He points at the picked flower in your hand.
I smell the flower, and then I nod.
He looks kind of relieved. Good. Well then, I suppose there is
Cool.
nothing left to stop us from taking everything we want.
Okay.
Have at it, he says, and he kind of pushes the curtain aside, and you see him trying to like dig out the plant, or the little flower, the base of the flower, and kind of the roots and the dirt around it, kind of separate it from the mattress. As Fib looks on, and you guys can do whatever you want. You can stare at him, you can loot the place, whatever you want to do.
I put the flower in my hair, and then I begin looting.
All right. You guys find quite a lot of valuable things in here. You find there's one corner that has a little, I knew the word for this earlier. A pedestal, like a little mini pillar on top of which is like a marble carved head that looks similar to the one you saw in the tomb. Looks like a plains elf, and it's got like a golden helmet on it.
Cool.
So you guys find several thousand worth of valuable items here.
Cool.
Anything you want to do aside from loot the room, or you just do that and then head out?
I give the dog a little bit more hardtack, and then I just leave with the dog and the flower in my hair, and whatever everybody else wants is they can take.
All right.
I got what I want.
I'm going to send you something.
Ooh, I'm getting sent something.
Yeah.
Is there a special
There, I just
place
whispered it to you.
Oh.
All right, and
yeah. I have a question about that.
Yes.
Actually, I'll just send you in. How do you Do private message.
/W space GM, and then space whatever you want to type. It should
There's
pop
a
up
space between the W and the GM.
Yeah, /W for whisper, and then GM, and then it should highlight that. Oops, I sent that to the wrong person. Okay. Does that change anything, or you head out when you're done looting?
Well, I've been done looting.
Okay.
But
All right, so the party, you guys make your way back out of the tower, having managed to bypass who knows what sort of dangerous rooms on the way up. Go back out. The dog, you notice, it no longer looks like he's covered in horrifying plant nightmare fuel. He looks like an ordinary dog again. He seems to want to stick around, but is noticing that he's very hungry and that you guys have food and this doesn't. He follows around Bottle, the Yara who is carrying the flower he dug up, and you guys all make it out. When you're outside, you notice that there's still a lot of scores in the ground where the roots were sticking up, but they seem to have retreated quite a bit. There's no longer a perimeter of them reaching toward the forest. The vines on the tower seem a little less ominous now, more ivy and less strangle you and stab you. And Soup is out there waiting for you, just literally right out 10 feet outside the entrance, staring at you as you walk out.
See, I told you, Soup. We could handle it. No problem.
Anyway, I can lure the dog away from Bottle, or is it infinitely loyal to?
You can attempt to lure the dog away from Bottle.
Okay, is that just a charm roll?
Give it a creature war.
Okay, so
yeah,
not terrible.
Yeah, so the dog, when you talk to it, it pays attention. It's like, what? It seems interested in you. It's a little more excited than it was as a plant monster. Wags its tail, looking at you, seeing what you want.
I ask Bottle, can I keep the dog?
Bottle looks at the dog. I think that would be fine.
Aw, I'll call you Ralph.
Well, I got what I came here for. Were you satisfied with your haul? And you've got bags of loot from the tombs.
It's not time for the week.
You have a formerly nice rug rolled up on stuffed in one of the sacks on the lizard. The lizard is carrying a lot of stuff right now. Some of it is bling. He's decked out. One of you has a golden helmet.
With the flower, the necklace, and the... Oh, does that gunk wash off that necklace?
Eventually.
Okay.
You have to visit an alchemist to make it happen, but eventually.
Yeah, I'm happy with the elf, the flower. Or I'm sorry, the flower, the dog, and the necklace. Whatever everybody else wants to take is cool.
Yeah, I'm going for decorative stuff.
All right. Does that mean Lamble or New Song takes the golden helmet?
Yeah, that looks interesting. Does it have slots for my kind of ears?
It does not. Although, well, okay. Actually, you know what? It does have big ear slots. I think yours could probably be made to fit through those. I just remembered. Oh, right.
Might
Elves
be a
have big
little
ears.
uncomfortable because they're a little different shape, but
Right.
Yeah. New song. Do you want the helmet? If not, I'll take it. I could probably use it.
I don't need it.
Cool.
You get a little hand truck and take the marble head. It's also worth some money. So everybody comes away with a bunch of loot and weird stuff happening there. Do you ask any questions to Soup or Bottle or Bull or Fib even, or are you good?
I'm good. I'll probably.
Yeah.
Can I get this flower alchemically preserved?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll do that.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, I do have a question for one of the whatever the Yaris or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Do they know what the name of the elf was?
Soup responds that his name was Elandar.
Elandar.
Not Elandart, Elandar.
All right. Elandar it is.
And it looks like Bottle's got him then.
Cool. All right. And
Bull, you're fired.
Alright.
And then camera zooms out as party, walks off. All right, thank you guys for playing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.